Okay, we're back, everybody. Okay, and here's our beef liver. Okay, and basically cooked it not long, like I said, because we're going to actually put our gravy inside this same pan. Okay, so now we got our skillet going, nice and hot for our gravy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put that in there. Okay, and give it a little swirl. This one goes on. Give it a little swirl. And then that's where we're going to add the garlic in here too. Okay? We're going to do that. We're going to add our garlic in there. Okay, this is on. So the liver's still warm and it's sitting inside its own. So there's not like juices. And you know, because we use olive oil and butter, but you know, it just soaked up in there. So it'll be nice and moist. Okay, so this is what's going on with our onions here. Can you see? Can you all see? Okay, you want to get those going. And like I said, we'll add the garlic. The other half of the clove we'll put in these onions. And we're just sauteing them a little bit here. We're not trying to brown the onions or anything like that, because we're gonna, you know, it's gonna be the gravy for our beef liver. Okay, the okra's in the oven, still going. This is like 15 minutes on that. Okay, and I'll put up the measurements for you guys. Put it on a 400-degree oven because we're kind of roasting the okra. We're kind of doing it that way. Okay. And here we got some flour. So that's what we're going to have for our gravy. So kind of keep letting it to that consistency. Okay, just keep doing your onions a little bit so they'll get a little more translucent. Okay. And then, like I said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take the liver out of this pan. And we're going to put it back in that pan. We're going to put it back in there. I'm just going to do this. While those onions are going, this is what we're going to do. Go ahead and take out our liver. See, there's all kinds of little crumbs at the bottom. But I want those onions to catch those crumbs. Okay, so that's why we're going to take this out. And it's basically, it's you know, completely cooked, but yeah, it's going to cook just a little bit more, so it won't be, you won't see any pink, any red after we do it and put the onions and for the gravy, because we're going to actually dip this. Put these pieces back in the gravy. But I wanted to show you guys what we got going here for the crumbs. And that's a lot. That's a lot of crumbs going on there, okay? But we want those. We want those. Oh, just the smell. I haven't even put the garlic in yet. It's the onions because I'm using all 3 onions. So you don't have to have onions just for sandwiches. The white onions, you don't have. You can cook them as well. You know, in the dishes that you make. Oh, that looks so good. We got our garlic in there. Our garlic's in there. Scraping out as much as possible. More garlic. I smell that flavor now. Get it out of there. Yeah. There we go. So a little more garlic went in there. Okay. Alright. Okay, this is how it looks, guys. And I think this is probably good enough. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and switch sides. And those crumbs, we're going to put those onions into those crumbs. Just like so. Okay? Just like so. Put them in there. And the reason being, because I know a cast iron skillet, you know, it balances the cooking. You know, so that's why I said it made it. So now we're just, okay, you see how that is? Alright, that's what we want. Get those crumbs, all those crumbs kind of scattered in there. Okay, and then we're going to add our flour in there. And basically you can add, you know, salt and pepper along the way. But actually it'll be seasoned after we get this mixed up and we put the liver back in there, because it's full of seasoning. Remember, it actually marinated in the egg and the milk for a whole hour. Okay. Now that looks good. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull these out. This is the way I do it. Some people do it differently, but I'm taking my onions out. Let me see if you guys can see. See, I take them out, I put them next to the beef liver right here. See, I just wanted some of that to get on those onions. And you know, you can leave a few in there, because that's now we're going to add in the flour. Just pretty much all of them except for the little tiny ones that you don't, you know. Because once it cooks, you know, the circles become rings. Okay? So get that going. Get it up on medium-high heat. And we're going to add in our flour. Okay? I need you to start off with a couple of tablespoons of the flour. Just start off with a couple of tablespoons like that. And I didn't even have it out there, but I like to keep everything refrigerated. We're going to add some beef broth in here. That's what we're going to add. So let me get that. There we go. Just a little, not much. I use beef broth, but it's boned. So it's just bone broth. This is the one I use, is organic. Okay, we're going to add that in there for this gravy. Okay. Alright. Doesn't look like much of anything right now. See? This is how it goes. But we do want to brown it a little bit. Our flour, we want to brown it. But when we put the beef, the liver in there, and the onions, oh, it's going to be perfect. Okay, that's good. So, just go ahead and put that in there. And then you can also add water to this as well. You can do that too. And there was just a little in there, so we might have to add a little water. And yeah, we might have to add a little water, so it's okay. See how it's thickening up already? Look at that. But this is the consistency, and this is the color that we want our gravy. Do you see that? We want it that color right there. So we'll be back. We're going to go ahead and get some water. I do use bottled water. It's your preference, but I do use the bottled water. So when we come back, we'll get that going. Then we'll put our liver and our onions back in and show you what it looks like. And then we'll check on our okra too at that time. We'll be back shortly.